For our listeners that haven't heard of the Smith Maneuver, some of them probably have heard of it. Can you maybe just give us a 10,000 foot view of what a Smith Maneuver is and how it can apply to maybe real estate investing?
So I'm going to start with the problem that we all face. And that is, for most of us, regular people, we've saved, we budgeted, we bought a home. We're now facing a dilemma. We have this big debt that is our mortgage, and we have this goal that we want to reach, which is retirement one day. When we look into retirement, we realize, shoot, I got to put money towards this. I have to put it in my TFSAs, RSPs, buy investments. But that's use one. We also have this conventional wisdom in Canada that we should pay off our debts because debts are bad. So we want to try to eliminate the mortgage as much or as quickly as possible. And the problem is that requires choosing one or the other. So we'll go down the path. We pay off our mortgage really quickly. Great. We're super diligent. We pay off our mortgage in 13 years, which is record setting. Most people will not do that. Awesome. We've now starved our retirement savings for 13 years. We've lost the benefit of compounding our investments for those 13 years. And we've ultimately will end up in a position where a lot of our equity or net worth will be tied up in our home, which we need to live when we're retired. We'll have minimal retirement savings, and we'll be likely in a position where next thing you know, we're 68. We no longer qualify for a mortgage to access the equity in this home worth $1 million or whatever it is. And now we're Googling chip reverse mortgages at 9% interest. And now we're going to borrow back all that hard work in our years where debt is the worst and risk should be managed. We're now going to take on high interest debt with massive penalties because we did things out of order. The flip side is you can leave your mortgage and you can let it run. You can save as aggressively for investment as possible. But let's be honest, mortgages are very expensive. A $500,000 mortgage at these interest rates costs almost $460,000 of interest at 5% over 30 years. Rough numbers, they may be off by a couple thousand, but they're close. If you think on top of that, you need to pay the $500,000 of debt you owe. You need to pay the $460,000 roughly of interest over that time. But you also have to earn that money, which means you have to pay tax on all that. So if you factor in that household probably makes $120,000 to $150,000 a year, they need to earn almost $2 million to pay off their mortgage. So it's extremely expensive to just let that debt exist. Now, the Smith Maneuver, what is it? It's the solution. It's the in-between. It's the understanding the way the tax rules work in Canada and applying them effectively so you can optimize your situation. And what that means is instead of paying off your mortgage, you try to make it as cheap as possible. And you do this by paying down non-tax deductible debt on your home and reborrowing in a tax deductible way so you can write off the interest and you invest it for 30 years in the future. So you get the benefit of lowering the cost of your mortgage by making it tax deductible, but you also get the benefit of getting more money invested for your future sooner. And I think the best way to visualize how powerful this is, and once again, I'm paraphrasing numbers, but you can get $1 million or you can have a penny that doubles every day for 31 days. And paraphrase, that penny that doubles every single day will be worth roughly, I think, $7.5 million after 31 days of doubling. And if you miss the last 3 days, I think it's day 28, it's under $1 million. So missing those extra years of compounding are massive. And if we can save for retirement 13 years sooner while reducing the cost of our debt, we can make the difference of millions of dollars in our retirement, which means we can help charity, we can take care of our kids, we can buy that vacation home, we can travel our retired years. And I believe that the Smith Maneuver is not the right solution for every Canadian, but it is a great solution for many.